Hey, it's your old cousin Jack with another episode of Woodcarving Weekly. So this week we have an artist profile. Did you know that November is Native American Heritage Month? Yeah. We also will talk about tools, and I have a couple of current events, some challenges that I'll share with you, and we'll take a spin around YouTube and see what's new out there. All right, let's get started. Well, let's start out talking about tools. Did you know there's an internet database out there online with hundreds of Harbor Freight coupons? You know, people tend to either love or hate Harbor Freight. Do they sell junk or do they have really good bargains? Well, this week we have a video from DIY with Dave. And Dave had an opportunity to go and talk with some current and former Harbor Freight employees. He wanted to dig up some insider secrets about all kinds of things. So he asked them questions about what sort of tools get returned frequently, and they told him. He asked about, the brands that maybe are more well-made and are rarely returned. They also shared that information too. He learned a lot about the coupons, about clearance items, memberships, also returns and return policies, and he also got some scoop on what they do with damaged inventory. There's a lot to unpack in Dave's video. I encourage you to take a look and make sure your next shopping trip at Harbor Freight is fruitful. Up next, we have a profile of artist Allan Houser. Allan was a member of the Chiricahua Apache tribe who was born in 1914 in Oklahoma. And as a young man, he was pretty accomplished as a Golden Gloves boxing champion. Then at the age of 20, he decided to take up painting. He wanted to share some of the traditions and heritage that he had learned from his parents and communicate that to the public through his art. That led to a 60-year career as an artist. He created thousands of paintings and drawings, close to 1,000 sculptures, many of them in wood, and his work is displayed in more than 80 museums across the United States and Europe. He's a very accomplished artist, but he's also known as an educator. He spent 25 years teaching others about art and art history. And by the way, all of the things I'm mentioning here in this episode, there will be links in the comment section and also in the description down below for you. So I'll have a link for the Allan Houser website where you can go and check out the gallery of some of his sculptures. They're pretty amazing, so take a look. Well, I wanted to just do a quick reminder about the Great Santa Carve-Off contest from the folks over at WoodCarving Illustrated. We mentioned this earlier in another episode, and there's still time for you to enter. So here's how it works. You can go to the WoodCarving Illustrated website, and you can enter as many Santa carvings as you would like. Go ahead and do it. Now, maybe you're not planning to be part of the contest, but I can tell you they're giving away lots of valuable prizes, and there are many opportunities since you can enter as many carvings, Santa carvings only, as you would like. But in the end, if you're not interested in entering as a contestant, make sure you check out all the great carvings over there on the website and take the opportunity to cast your vote. You can vote only once for your favorite, and the WoodCarving Illustrated folks are letting the folks in the carving community be the judges here and pick the top 5 winners. So the contest will end December 14th. Plenty of time to enter and go out and vote. Check it out. Well, we have another Christmas type event from Carving Fusion and Jordy Johnson, who runs the Carving Fusion YouTube channel. He calls it the Carving Fusion Christmas Woodcarving Challenge. And I'll have a link down below for you where you can see what that's all about. Jordy has a video where he explains what the elements of the contest are all about, how you can enter, and he also shares information about the prizes that will be given away. Now, I reached out to Jordy a couple days ago because he started a second channel, and I wanted to know more about that, what influenced him to start a second channel. And it's called WoodCarving Beginner arts and crafts. And he said he wanted to create a channel that was really all about people who are just starting, you know, real newbie carvers. And he wanted a place where he could also mix in other types of arts and crafts besides wood carving. And so that's why he chose that name. I'll have a link for you down below, and you can check out his new channel. He started it back in the spring. He's got, I think, 19 videos there already. So take a look. So in Doug Linker's new video, he's responding to the #1 question that he gets from his viewers, and that is, where do you get your basswood? You know, people watch Doug carve and they think, well, he's got the softest basswood out there. Look at that. He can carve right through it. So he answers the question for you. He tells you where he gets his basswood. And this is kind of also a response to the #1 complaint that Doug hears from other carvers. He says that #1 complaint is, I bought my basswood off of Amazon and I can't cut it. It's hard as a rock. In this video, you'll see what happens when Doug buys some wood off of Amazon and gives it a try. So take a look at the new video. We have a new video from Clint Rose, and this time around Clint is doing a little relief carving of a small house or cottage, and he gives us a lesson in perspective, and that's really important when you're doing relief carving. It's almost like drawing. So he shows you some key elements to obtain that perspective that you need with relief carving. And what you'll see in this video is a pretty unique approach to creating this sort of stone effect. So on the cottage, there's portions of it that are made of stone, and he uses a leather punch to create some really cool texture to get that stone looking effect. And as always, Clint infuses his video with his very unique style of humor, which I really enjoy. All right, so check out Clint's new video. I'd like to introduce you to a video from Jason Hedrich. Jason is a Canadian carver who just recently received a commission order for a set of hand-carved beer taps. Beer tap handles, I guess, is what we'd call them, right? He's going to do a 4-part series, and we'll have a link to the very first part where he's showing the process he uses to carve a beaver and a piece of butternut and then attach it to the beer tap handle, which he makes out of poplar. In this series, he's going to be carving a beaver, a moose, a ram, and a goat. And each one there'll be a separate video for. In the video, Jason shows you his entire carving process, from transferring the pattern onto the wood, using a variety of hand tools, power tools, and some finishing for the end of the process. So check out Jason Hedrich. Well, we have a new video from Van Kelly, where he's showing the basics of carving braided hair. And I did reach out to Van because I told him I feel like we've had a collaboration. Because 4 months ago, I published a very similar video where I show how to draw and then carve braided hair. Mine was part of a project, carving a little lady gnome. And in this video, Van is specifically showing you just the process of drawing and then carving braids on a piece of wood. So make sure you get over there and check it out. I think Van has added a little more detail than what I used. So I encourage you to go over and support Van, take a look at the video, and see what you think. Well, folks, I really appreciate all your support and your encouragement. Thanks for stopping by. If you have a second to hit the like button, that's a great help. And if you want to subscribe, that's even better. We'll see you next week.